We are headed to Europe. We are stopping in Prague, Budapest, and Vienna. It was a rather spontaneous idea to go, but we can't wait, and both of our birthdays are actually during this week, so we've been saying it's just our birthday trip. Looking forward to seeing it all. Can't wait to show it.
So we finally got into Prague probably, half hour ago?
2 hours. It was 2 hours ago.
No, like Prague.
Oh, that was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, so we just got into Prague about 20 minutes ago. We stopped at a little restaurant that an Airbnb host recommended to us. To get from the airport to here, we had to take a bus and then a subway to get kind of down to the main point of the city. So, just enjoying the food. I got some beef brisket. I don't know what other Alex got. So we napped for a few hours. Now we're just out here exploring. We have a bar crawl starting at about 7:45. And so we're actually gonna head over here to the Charles Bridge in a little bit. We're just hanging out, kind of loving the scenery. And then there's Prague Castle in the background right there. So we're headed there tomorrow, and then we'll head over to the bridge tomorrow morning when it's not so crowded. But we'll head over there now just to kind of see what's up. And then we also just went into the theater, which is right there. That was pretty neat too. Alright, so it's now the next morning. It is Sunday, April 14th. Our second day in Prague, the first full day. Yesterday was kind of a mess. We got in and we were so tired that as soon as we got in, we grabbed a bite to eat, and then we just fell asleep for about 2 hours. We had scheduled a bar crawl at 7:45. Not exactly what we thought it was going to be. We were thinking it was going to be just maybe like 10 to 15 people, get to know each other, that kind of thing. Probably about 100 people there, all just looking to get really drunk. Not really our style. We left that a little bit early and then just went and grabbed drinks on our own. It's about 9 a.m. now, and today we've got a tour scheduled, like a free walking tour, and then we also have a tour of Prague Castle kind of in the works. And that's kind of the plan for today. Just another quick side note, it's like 40 degrees too, which is really cold. We definitely packed for 50 to 60 degree weather, not for 30 to 40 degree weather, so it's been a little bit of a cold day.
Actually a pretty cool story with this specific church. Legend has it that there was a robber who tried to steal the jewels inside, and a statue of Mary came to life and chopped his hand off. And actually, still today, there is a hand hanging at the altar.
We just got done at lunch. We stopped at some little stopped at some little bakery. Now we're headed over to the Prague Castle, which is on the other side of the bridge. It's freezing. It's raining. Not comfortable. We definitely packed for warmer weather. But
He said that already in another video.
Yeah,
He's been doing this a lot. Impressions so far. Safe, clean, coffee sucks, beer is terrible, but everybody loves it here.
the beer is pretty bad.
It's cold. Also, there's no religion.
So we're trying to figure out where to get tickets to go in. I looked at booking them beforehand, but now I can't remember why I didn't. So we're gonna go look for those. We have no idea. There's like no open doors here, so we'll just try every door we see and hopefully be able to get in pretty soon, because it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. So pretty excited. We just tried to go back up to the castle to see it all lit up at night. However, it was not open.
It was a long walk.
I swear I saw that it was open until midnight, but apparently not. So, now we're walking back. We've made a couple of pit stops along the way. We found a statue that peed. So we've had a rather hectic day.
No, we haven't.
It's been hectic to me. I had the bright idea of waking up at 5:30.
That was a really dumb idea.
I was under the impression we'd be able to see the sunrise at the Charles Bridge. However, that did not happen. The sun rose in a different direction than I expected it to. So,
Because the sun never rises other than the west. Actually, wait, no, it rises in the east.
yes,
Sets
that's in
in
the
the
west. So after that, we decided to go back to our place and nap. And then after we napped until probably about 9:20, which we were supposed to be up at 8:45 because we had to be checked out of our Airbnb by 10, because we had a tour at 10:30 and we were going to find somewhere to put our luggage. Well, we ended up getting out of our Airbnb in time. However, then we couldn't find the luggage place. We stopped in the tourist information center and still couldn't find anything. And that took us a solid 30 to 40 minutes. Then when we found the place, we got our stuff stored. Then we did our Jewish quarter walking tour, which was pretty neat.
We got there 15 minutes late for the tour, only to find out that our tour guide was also late because he had forgotten about the tour because we were the only ones. So we paid for a group tour, but got a private tour.
Then we grabbed some lunch, and now we are trying to climb this hill to go to the replica of the Eiffel Tower up at the top. It's not going well. It's very steep. Check-ins later. We just got to our apartment that we're staying at in Budapest, It is absolutely beautiful, and the view is absolutely stunning. We got pretty lucky with this one. It's got a washer dryer, everything. So pretty neat to be here. It wasn't a mega stressful day. It just didn't end. So I'm just very tired. I'm glad the day is over. Let's just put it like that. Tomorrow we've got a couple things planned. But really just going to try and relax a little bit, walk around the city. So we're going to go to bed. So it's our first morning in Budapest. We just finished up with a free walking tour, hit the major points of the city. So Budapest is divided up into two different parts. There is the Buda side, which is the hillier side that we're currently on, which has Buda Castle and a church. And then the Pest side is more of the flat part that has the parliament and a couple other churches, basilicas, that type of thing. So later on today, we're going to go into the parliament. That's scheduled for a little bit later, and then we have the rest of the day to ourselves. We woke up pretty late. I was in charge of getting us up, and those that know me know that I should never be trusted with something like that. So it's a bit of a not hectic morning, a bit of a rushed morning. And now we're sitting at an Italian restaurant. We both agree that Budapest is definitely more up our alley than Prague. It's a little more open, there's parks, there's some greenery. And Prague was just so crowded with buildings and tourists, it was a little much. So super happy to be back in a place that we really, really enjoy. Looking forward to the next couple days. We're about to head back out. We came back for probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Just relaxed a little bit. My feet are broken. So far, I think we've walked like 30 miles on our trip. We're really enjoying Budapest and wish we would have booked a longer stay, but that's okay. I guess it means we can come back at a later time. I lost my credit card, but then I found it in my wallet, and keep in mind it's been missing for 2 days now. So looks like I'll be buying dinner for the next couple of nights because Alex has had to pay for everything. So we don't really have anything scheduled tonight. Tomorrow morning, all we really have is so Budapest is really known for its bathhouses, and tomorrow we are doing that, but that's really it. So we'll hopefully have a lot of time to explore tomorrow, hit the churches, including this one behind me. We finished dinner at a total tourist attraction. It was way more expensive than it should have been and really wasn't that great. Then we decided to just take a walk to see where we would end up. We ended up across the river to try and get some pictures of the Hungarian Budapest Parliament building, which is in the background. It's the second largest parliament building in Europe, the first being Bucharest, which is the capital of Romania. It was completed in the early 1900s, around the same time as St. Stephen's Church, which is over near where our apartment is. So the Hungarian lucky number is 96 meters. That was the time someone took over something. And so all the buildings are a max of 96 meters here. So the highest point on the dome is 96 meters tall.
Which is the same as St. Stephen's.
Yeah, very good.
There are 365 spires. Bet you didn't know that.
Thanks. So it is our last day in Budapest. We are only spending 2 days here. We're leaving tomorrow morning at about 5:40 a.m. for the train to Vienna. Today we're going to the thermal baths. We've had that planned for a while. Looking forward to it. Supposedly Budapest has one of the biggest spa scenes around because it lies on a fault line, I guess. So looking forward to that. It's a little chillier out today, so even better that we're going to a place with a hot pool. After that, we've kind of left the day open, really just to chill. We're probably going to go over back to the castle, see what's happening over there. Yeah, that's about it. It's been really nice. We both finally got a good night's sleep last night. I know we were both struggling with jet lag. Alright, so we just got home. While we were there, we saw like somebody, I don't know if they got into a fight or what happened to him, but we saw somebody grabbing the lifeguard, and then when we looked back over to where the lifeguard had walked to, there was a guy who had some big gash like up here, and there's blood everywhere. It took the squad probably a solid 20 minutes to get there, so not the best response time, but they had a nurse on site who was able to help him out. I don't know if it was a fight or what, but it was kind of funny, made it interesting to watch. They were all pretty nice. The only thing is like the pools on the inside. There were like 20 some pools there. So you really had your pick, and they had saunas and spas and everything. So the only kind of downside was the pools that were on the inside kind of smelled a little bit. I don't think it was too bad, but other Alex struggled. We had to mainly stay outside. Then we went and got our train tickets for Vienna tomorrow, just so we wouldn't have to worry about it tomorrow and see where we were going. So did that, and now we just got back home from lunch. I'll head out back here in a little bit. We wanted to change the laundry over, go to the bathroom, because in Europe there's no free bathrooms. You have to pay for them. So if you have to pee somewhere, well, you either gotta sit down and eat or pay like $1.50 to go. So we just decided to come back home, get a little rest, and then we're gonna head back out over to Budapest Castle here in a little bit. Much to Alex's dismay, we are walking about 40 minutes to our next activity, which is
You're leaving out the part that it's like a 400-meter climb.
It's not that bad. We're going to see their like Statue of Liberty, and he's upset about it because we're not taking the bus. So
It's a 40-minute walk with the last part being straight uphill.
We just got done with the hospital and the rock tour.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I don't really know how else to describe it. We weren't allowed to take pictures or videos, so that kind of stunk, but super, super cool. Would highly recommend it to anybody visiting. Update, we're at 30 minutes, and he is still no happier than when we started. So pardon the shaking, I really have to pee because there's no public restrooms in Europe, but look at the cage that we have to open to get to our house. I don't remember what these are called, but it's essentially dough that's fried with sour cream, cheese, and then if you want like bacon, onion, whatever. So we missed our first train. It was at 5:40. We got here at like 5:42.
After running a goddamn marathon.
We sprinted up the tram escalator, and I was just about throwing up as we got to the top and didn't see the train. So now we're on the next train out at 6:40.
Wasted $75.
And it was pretty expensive to get new tickets. Yesterday we paid like $30. Today we had to pay $75. So, well. We got into, where are we? Not Vienna, Vienna. So we got into Vienna. We ate breakfast at some random place. And then we just kind of started walking around. We were able to drop our bags off at our Airbnb. And so those are chilling there, but we can't check in there until 1. So we still have another hour or so until we can check in there. Once we go in there, we'll have about an hour until a walking tour. I plan on taking a little bit of a nap. And then when we were in the church, we walked in on an Easter rehearsal. So the organ was jamming. It was pretty good. Also, it's his birthday, so happy birthday. We finished our tour at the Schönbrunn Palace probably 45 minutes ago. We grabbed a bite to eat at the cafe, and now we're exploring the gardens. The palace is very different than what you would expect from things like that. Not as ornate as some of the other ones, so just kind of different.
We decided to enter this maze that other Alex was not thrilled about. He thought it was very juvenile and wanted nothing to do with it. It was the most aggravating, frustrating part of this entire trip. We had anticipated spending 2 minutes in this bush maze, and we spent probably 30 minutes or so in there, lost, trying to look for the exit or just a way out in general. It was so much harder than it appeared. And quite honestly, embarrassing.
Update, we had to leave the maze because we couldn't get it figured out. Okay, we found the exit, so we are just now going up the wrong way so we can get to the top. We are headed on our way out of the palace. We're gonna have to take the tram back to kind of the central part of the city, and then we will hit up some museums for some tours. Impressions of Vienna.
It's a nice city.
It's big.
It's sprawled out.
Yeah, we've taken a lot of more public transportation than we have in the other places. The other thing is the central city is really just upscale shopping places.
For tourists.
For tourists.
Like 50% of the city was destroyed in World War II, so while a lot of it looks old, not much of it is old.
We are going to forego the other fine arts museum because we are museumed out. We only hit the first floor of this natural history museum, and it took us an hour and a half. So we're may just push that other one off until tomorrow, and then we'll move from there. But it is in the same square, so it's right there. So we're gonna head to a square, find some drinks, and just chill for a while. So we're sitting here and we're trying to look at a train ticket from Vienna to Prague. Our flight takes out of Prague on Sunday morning, so we were trying to figure out how to get back to Prague through train, when would be the best time. And we realized that it's Friday. I thought it was Thursday. Like, we both thought that we had another day in Vienna. So today's actually our last day. We have a concert to go to tonight. We're going to see Mozart's Requiem in a church. So it's not for probably 2 or 3 more hours, but we thought we had a whole other day here. And now we are realizing that we leave tomorrow to get back to Prague. So plans kind of changed. We are probably going to go try and get a look at the church that's right outside our window, and then we will come back, get ready, and go to this concert. So we're, oops, but I don't know, time just kind of escaped us, and it's kind of crazy that it's almost our last day.
We went grocery shopping before the concert, and my eyes were bigger than my stomach, and so I had leftovers that I couldn't take into the concert. So we found a poster that I pretended to take a picture next to while I slipped a full bag of chips there.
Last day in Europe. We are leaving Vienna tonight around 7 o'clock for on a train back to Prague, where our flight takes out of. We did not book an Airbnb or a hotel for tonight, so fortunately we'll be sleeping in the airport. Our really only plan today is we're gonna go to the church that is across the street, go inside there, see that, grab a cup of coffee, and then we'll head out to, we have to be out of our Airbnb by 11, so after we check out the church, we'll head out and find a place to store our luggage for the day, and then probably not do very much except walk into some churches if we see some kind of thing.
So we dropped our luggage off at the train station. We actually got really lucky. When we walked in, there were like 2 or 3 lockers that would actually hold our stuff, and we managed to end up getting 2 of them. Then it was kind of a mad dash to find coins, because it only took coins instead of dollars or credit cards, so that was annoying. We got it all figured out. Headed into the Museum of Fine Arts now. That should hopefully take us an hour or so, and then we'll get some lunch.
Well, it was a long night. I woke up with my face, my mouth wide open on the floor of the airport ground. That was a highlight.
We slept in the airport last night because we didn't have
Didn't have a hotel. Nobody would book a room just one night because it's a holiday weekend.
So we slept in the hotel. So we slept in the airport. We're tired.
And as quickly as it came, it was already time to head back to the United States. We had an awesome time in Europe. We cannot wait to go again, but it sure will be nice to crawl in bed and actually get some real sleep.